I spent 23 years at USP Marion in Illinois. At the time I started, it was the only Supermax prison in America. The Supermax model has since been exported worldwide. I'd argue that we were the first and toughest prison of its type. I worked with some of the best correctional officers in existence at the time. We kept some of the worst criminals in America's history under lock and key. This is part of my story. Much has been said about the current practice of maintaining a secret prison within a prison. Today, that secret mini-prison is called the Communications Management Unit. The purpose of this unit is to isolate a prisoner, to cut him off from the outside world. There is such a unit in USP Marion today. I have worked in the CMU. I've also worked in the proto-CMU, known as K Unit. Today, that unit is receiving and discharge area of the prison. Special isolation cells are still visible and used to store records and used as administrative offices. In my day, it was like working in a cave. Just to get into the unit took a special key. It was used to house special prisoners, the ones the government wanted to make vanish, and it didn't always work. One member of this very special group of prisoners was Johnathon Pollard. He and his wife Esther were spies in the 1980s who were caught passing secrets to Israeli intelligence. They were paid handsomely to betray the secrets of their nation. He was given a life sentence, March 4th, 1987. She was given a lesser sentence. He was released by order of President Obama on November the 20th, 2015. He's another example that a life sentence in America is a scam. Life is not life in the American justice system. By policy, prisoners are normally released after 30 years. Some of the information Pollard gave up was transmitted to the Soviet Union, where it would have been used to kill Americans during any military action. I personally do not like Pollard. I saw no redeeming qualities in him. He was given special treatment and privileges, but was never satisfied. He complained to me about every little thing. Crybaby's the term I'd use when describing him. He had special snacks stored in a refrigerator that was guarded 24 hours a day to prevent tampering with the food. At any time of the day or night, he could demand a snack and it would be provided to him. K Unit was more like a hotel, and I was expected to be a bellboy and room service. I'm surprised I wasn't expected to clean a cell. I did clean the main area of the unit every shift, as well as, mop, wax, and buff the floor regularly. The warden always visited the unit at least weekly and asked if the prisoners had any complaints or wanted something. Funny thing about the warden promising things to the prisoners, they'd demand what the warden promised them. My usual answer was, the warden gave it to you, ask the warden for it. My usual answer to most questions were, no. My job was to make sure you did not die or leave. And if you tried to leave, you could forget about the don't die part. Pollard's parents used to visit him regularly. His mother, Molly, was the very picture of a cultured lady. She was intelligent and polite to everybody. His father, Morris, was an Army vet who served at Fort Detrick, Maryland, a place I'd spent time during the Gulf War. Morris told me that he was very embarrassed by his son, who had destroyed all the good work his family had done for America. A couple of incidents stand out for me. I escorted Molly and Morris from one grill to the control center. I was to get the special key and take them down a couple of stories from the ground floor to the visiting area of K Unit. When the control officer asked me the key number for K Unit, I didn't remember. I almost never remember the key number to anything, so this isn't unusual. The guy in control was not the usual guy, so he had to search the hundreds of keys to find the two that I needed. He stated as much, and it would be a while, when Molly told him the number. He got the key and gave it to me. We exchanged glances. This was a problem. For security reasons, she wasn't allowed to know what the key number was, or even see the teeth on the key. The incident was reported, and before the end of the shift, the key number was changed. This is just one example of the extreme security measures and paranoia that was prevalent at USP Marion at the time. This attitude of secrecy has gone into our retirement years, and it's no wonder they hate my videos. The other incident was Pollard's total disrespect for his parents. I witnessed him berate his mother and call her vile names. I would only talk that way to somebody I truly hated. Pollard called his mother names I was offended by. When his parents left one day, I had to take Pollard in cuffs to another part of the prison. Part of this trip was up and down a very long flight of stairs. At the top of the stairs, I stopped, turned to face Pollard, and 3 inches from his face, I told him it would be very unfortunate if he was to trip while his hands were cuffed behind his back. Only I would be able to stop this very, very nasty fall. I further explained that my reactions were slowed when I was disturbed, and watching him call his refined and respectable mother vile names disturbed me a great deal. He should very carefully take the stairs because my reaction was a lot slower than normal because of what I'd seen. I never saw him show disrespect to his mother again. Last I heard, Pollard was living in an apartment in New York City. It's said he's waiting for 2020 when he can be released on parole and move to Israel, where apparently he's some kind of national hero or something. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button down there, will you? And I promise it won't kill you to subscribe.